Hmm. And that was one of the cool things about when we performed at the shrine and some of our other things is that we helped keep each other in check because we get together and we pray before the show and there were some of those Sundays at the shrine where it was getting to be 4 o'clock and I'd go into the other theater by myself and like God, what are we doing? We need some people so they don't cancel the show and I'd pray and just try to get my mind right and even then I was still struggling with trying to say trying to build Haha Men myself
Yeah,
and think it was my thing
yeah,
and trying to put in my own effort. But and that's something that you know we joke every once in a while, but when we lost the gig at the shrine and some of the things that happened afterwards,
yeah,
it really forced a true reliance on God and just trusting His timing.
yeah,
And I'm starting to see, even though it's now almost 3 years later, I'm starting to see that okay, we've got a foundation. Now we've got a really good team, and just waiting to see what God wants to do with it, and waiting for direction on what our next step
yeah.
is.
Can I be honest with you? Because as kind of God kind of revealed that to me, especially back then, that all that turnover that was going on back in that time period, it was like right after I left too. Like I
Right.
was going through surgery, like eye surgery, and I'm getting all these like texts, like from or messages from like Dave Sinker and people who are like, "Hey, we're canceling the gig at the Shrine," and I don't know, I don't want to get too much into that, but like there was a lot of negativity towards you as a person. People, there was a lot of negativity at you, um, and I saw that probably a month before that all happened. If you remember and that's why I tried to was trying to tell you and Ken when that was all going down that that look, this is going to benefit us in the long run, and you may not see this right now, and it may stink, but one, we hadn't been doing shows at the Shrine. I mean that had kind of been hit and miss there, and that
Right.
kind of to me it also kind of lost its joy too. Doing the stuff like that at the Shrine, that became more stress and less fun. Um, and so I saw that, that's one thing I tried to relate to you was that look, it's gonna be okay. Just keep going forward because that's not we're not all wrapped up into that one gig or these two performers that left us, because they all that happened, man. Like I just remember thinking when that stuff was going down, it's like we just got better as a group. As honestly, like we just got better. Like this is we weeded out the bad, we got better. And I think that now looking back at it, like yeah, it was such a blessing in disguise because you know I look at the group and I commend you for keep going on like that, and I just was like, man, that was that's you deserve a lot of credit for sticking to it and being I think being obedient to God for sticking to it when it was very easy to leave. It would have been very easy to just fold up and quit. Um, but and I did feel a little guilty after that because I was like, man, I wish I was there to like, but that wasn't the case. So I did feel a little guilty for not for all that going down. But it was actually a blessing in disguise, I think, and I do pray continually for the group, and I do pray that for my involvement in it, whatever that is, whether it be and I don't know if I thought about like moving back up there. I don't know if that's. I mean, I really have to keep praying about that because, I'd have to have some kind of like living situation up there
Right.
that was better than it was. Um, so yeah, but yeah, you're to be commended for not quitting on that because there was times where, I mean, even people did they quit all around you, and I know there was some hard feelings on both ends with a lot of people, but it all became it like, I don't know, if you just look back, and I think you would agree with me, you could see God's hand in that. All right, so sorry we had some technical difficulties. We're back, but yeah, Dave, you were saying that that within the group we could see God's hand within Ha 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 Men, even at our lowest points.
Right, exactly. And it's funny. We changed our name a year and a half ago, and now you finally get the third ha in there.
Yeah, and if you noticed, if you noticed the video that I posted, it said Ha 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 Men. And oh, Dave, to be real with you, the first time we came up with that, it was funny because we said it out loud. It was funny, okay? We said, all right, and we voted on that, okay? We all agreed, okay? Our first show at the Brunswick Zone that we did for the Senator, they didn't pronounce our name right. They didn't know what we were called. They couldn't pronounce our name right, and I immediately thought we got to change our name. We got to, because if they can't pronounce it right, that's not good. But I digress. So there was people that came and went that we thought, man, they would have been great for us. But again, just the timing there. Like Anna, is she married now? Did she change her last name on Facebook?
I don't know if she's married or not. I know she changed her name, and I know she's been all over. She was up in Portland for a while doing some acting stuff. She went back to England. So, yeah. I mean, that could be, God's providence there, too, that she was not tied down to a commitment here and was able to do some other things. And
Yeah. No, definitely. Definitely. I think that that was kind of... it was just a bad timing, because she sent me a message asking me, like, during that whole situation, what my opinions were on certain things and certain people leaving, and I gave it to her, and I don't know if that had an effect on her leaving or not, but I did feel bad.
And she called me, and we had a conversation for probably a good hour on the phone, and I told her everything with as much detail and without being on the offensive or attacking anybody.
I was pretty attacking. Like, and I don't know, but I remember feeling like, you know what, I'm gonna share with her. I'm gonna be really honest and brutal, honestly, because and I tried to be as diplomatic as possible, but
right.
Yeah. So I don't know. But it wasn't. She was talented. It wasn't God's timing. But definitely, you got a strong group now, man.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. The addition of Brooke, because everyone else that's on the team, improv-wise, are very young.
Yeah.
Jim Bushy's got maybe 2 years of improv. Angela, she's got some improv training. But with us has been the only real performance improv that she's done. Dave Zarbach, truly talented, longtime actor in Chicago area. But adding Brooke, who's really got a lot of improv training and a lot of improv performance experience and a lot of improv confidence. She really has been like a godsend in just giving us a new dynamic in our look, in our characters, in our energy. So, and it was just funny because we were hesitant. We're like, we got 6, or we've got.
Yeah, I told you because I was against that. I was against adding new people, but I wasn't against giving people chances. I was just let's just be careful and not just, let's keep it to where it's, because I think I kind of when I heard that, I was kind of looking back into the people that we did allow in the group, and I was doing it full time with you guys and thinking, I don't like them in our group right now. I don't think they fit, but yet we decided to add them anyways.
There was one that was added by one of the 4 of us that we were like, wait a minute, we haven't decided yet.
Yep, that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Right.
And the person that added her, I was like, I guess we don't have anybody else. Uh,
And then we forced her on stage because we had to have 4 because you can't do improv with less than 4 people. I mean, just ask Dave and TJ. They cannot do improv with less than 4.
So that was really hesitant. That's why I was hesitant for that. And then but it I guess it ended up working out well. I'm actually going to be up there. David, Aaron, Leviticus, Ebert in February, because that's when Moody is having their Founders Week. And I would honestly like to, I don't know if you guys are doing any gigs there, but man, I would love to get together and perform with you guys. And also, I still want to do that video idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
That I did. And let's keep talking about that and try to get that to work. It didn't work out because it was I didn't want to rush that. Honestly, I felt like that was going to be rushed, and I was too busy doing everything else. But yeah, I want to keep doing that because I feel like that that it's that the group is growing, and I do. I don't know, man. I do wanna continue to perform with you guys, because it's I mean I love what's been happening with the group and the energy of it, and even though like our last show that I did with you guys, I mean I just kind of felt like I was thrown in there and I wasn't really prepared. It was fun.
Yeah.
I just my I wish I don't know. I don't remember anything about it honestly. Other than I was, it was fun. It was fun.
Well, the videos are now online if you wanted to watch.
Yeah, I hate watching myself now. It's such a painful experience. So yeah, which is good, man. Having like that improv, like almost credibility, is really good to have.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, people are gonna know if it's just 4 people who are learning improv as they go along, whether it be, they'll know, and so having that person there that can be that kind of like, okay, this is kind of how you do it, and not and again, and I know this is something that we've talked about, but and I don't know if this is actually in any sort of future for the men. But we talked about the coach. I don't know if that's possible, getting a coach, but I do know that there are certain times where, and even in my other groups, there are certain times where if you don't have that one person or you don't have a certain leader doing something, taking care of, then it's just going to be too many cooks in the kitchen, and people are going to be. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that kind of. It's good to see that Brooke gives you that dynamic of the improv experience.
Absolutely, and she is got a very good eye, and she's because by default in many ways I was kind of the coach when we didn't hire somebody as a coach to come in. And so now some of that pressure's taken off to where I can also have somebody give me real feedback as well. And I don't say these things as an insult to anybody on the team. It's just, it's just a skill set that she brings that we were missing.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so that's what all teams do. They have people who have certain strengths, and then they need to fill some of the weaknesses in.
Yeah, no, which is really, which is really cool. I'm glad that's worked out, which is something that, again, I remember not being a big fan of just letting people in the group, but it seems like that she's really worked out. And I've only performed her once, but I had a fun time doing it.
She is absolutely brilliant, and I mean everybody on the team is brilliant. Angela is amazing. She's getting better and better. Anna is outstanding. She's really good at character work. Jim Bushy he is the most talented as far as characters and voices that we've ever had. I mean, he truly has just a plethora of voices and characters he can do.
Cool, man.
I have a plethora, but my problem is 5 lines into the scene, I drop my accent or drop my voice.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that when I was there, and again, I gotta watch what I said, but I was performing with certain people, and I knew exactly who were playing the same characters. That's all they do. They play the same characters. And so I knew, like, going in that, okay, they're going to be a straight person, and I'm going to have to do all the work.
Right.
Which created some bad habits in me as an improviser. But it also, I mean, I was already kind of fearless on stage after that, but before that. But that kind of gave me, like, hey, look, man, you just go out, you try it. Who cares if you fail? And because it kind of, I don't know, I felt like I have certain strengths as a performer, and one of them was being able to kind of adapt to who I was performing with, and knowing their skill sets. I actually think I've kind of lost that, but back when I was doing it on a regular basis with you guys, I feel like that was kind of my strong suit, was connecting and being able to, no offense, but being able to drive the scene and being in control of the scene, and being able to steer the ship. And honestly, okay, and I don't want to be rude to anybody here. Like, and I don't want anybody else to not take this as a compliment or not as an insult. But when we did our show at was it the 1,000? What was it? What was that show?
The Block Party?
The Block Party. After our first set, which kind of just was like, we were just getting, like, the surroundings. It was just no way we were gonna really be able to feed off the audience, and so it just kind of put us in a disadvantage. I got off the stage, and Angela's mom came up to me, and she told me that I do a good job of keeping it together on stage. And I was like, wow, that's really nice. Because I was really, that was when I was, like, really down. I was, like, really like, that didn't work. that didn't work, and I was terrible, and I put a lot of pressure on myself because I know I have the most experience, and I was like, oh crap, I failed him. And so that kind of, like, lifted my spirits a little.